Now this is the amazing new key development at Docklands in Melbourne. Most amazing place. You must come and have a look at it. When you're in Melbourne, or even if you're a Melburnian, you still better come and look at it, because it is quite amazing. And it's going to be, you know, one of the biggest things, because I think, what did they say, 20,000 people living here by 2015? A lot of people, isn't it? Anyway, not quite yet, but it'll happen. What I'm making here is a classical French dish, and it's actually a bourrie, which is normally with fish. Today I'm making it with chicken, just for a change. But basically, it is a stew type dish, and it's a tomatoey sauce, but then you add some garlic mayonnaise at the end. Sounds different, but it's lovely. All right, what I've got, I better tell you what I've got here before I throw it in the pan. I've got one onion which I've chopped, I've got a large leek which I've just sliced, and I've got a good stalk of celery, about 1.5 small ones, which I've chopped, and I would say about 4 baby carrots, which I've also chopped. And I'm just going to throw those into this pan, which obviously I put some olive oil in, because you saw me do that. And we're just going to saute those until they're reasonably soft. And then we'll add some other flavourings to it. But while that's happening, I will add a couple of cloves of garlic. This is actually quite heavily flavoured with garlic, this dish, and I have to say it, that's the nature of the dish. So if you're not a garlic fan, maybe this is not for you, because if you cut it back, it sort of loses it a bit, because that's one of the major flavourings. Suits Huey, doesn't it? Alright, just break those leeks up a bit, and we'll just saute that, just I would say for a minute or two, just to soften it a little. While that's happening, let's think about this mayonnaise. As I said, I'm making a garlic mayonnaise, but I'm adding a few other bits and pieces to it at the same time. Just some normal mayonnaise, a few spoons of that, half as much sour cream as mayonnaise. You understood what I was talking about, didn't you? And you try not to have the mayonnaise still on your spoon when you do it. So just a couple of spoons of the sour cream, and to that I add a little bit of mustard. I can find my spoon, just a good Dijon mustard, about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon, and also a couple more cloves of garlic. You see what I mean about the garlic? It's quite a bit of it. Keep the vampires away, that's what it does. Wasn't that the old story? And we add to that a good squeeze of lemon. That's about 1/2 a lemon. And just mix it up really well. I will chop some parsley and add it to it later, but that's not essential. Actually, it mostly doesn't need to. I could just throw it into the dish, couldn't I? I don't really need to put it in there. So we won't worry about that, but do mix it up really well to make sure that sour cream is mixed into it, because if you don't do that, the sour cream could split from the rest of it at some stage. So make sure it's mixed well. I don't know whether that's quite the term, split, but you know, it separates. Alright, these veggies are looking good. As you can see, they're soft or softish. And what we now do is just add a good slurp, about 1/2 cup of white wine. We add a couple of bay leaves, a couple of pieces of orange peel. Just cut it off like that, just the peel itself. And there was something else. I knew there was something that I was looking for. A little bit of saffron. Now you know that you normally soak saffron in the white wine, but because the white wine's already in here, as long as you mix it in to that liquid, it will release its aroma. And I'll put a little bit more in. I'll put $40,000 worth in rather than only 20,000. I'm exaggerating. It's not quite that dear, but it is quite expensive stuff, saffron, but you don't have to use a lot, do you? And to that I will then add, first of all, sorry, I was going to put that in, but I'll season first. Some freshly ground salt and pepper. And a couple of cans of diced tomatoes, which I have drained a little. So I've drained a little bit of the juice off, and let's mix that in really well. Few sprigs of thyme. I'll leave the thyme whole because then I'll just pull it out at the end. So we'll throw that in. But do mix this all together well, and there is a reason for that. Because I'm actually now going to put the chicken in and just cover it. So I want the sauce to be formed as we're cooking this chicken. And what I've got there is just a couple of chicken breast fillets. We'll lay those on the top. Alright, we cover that, turn it down, simmer it reasonably gently. Just keep an eye on the liquid level, because you may find that you have to add something more. I always keep some chicken stock handy, because I can always do a little bit of a slurp of that in. But gently, about 15 minutes until that chicken's ready. When it's ready, the sauce should be fragrant and wonderful.
Hate washing up? 7 o'clock tonight.
There is none. Yeah.
How to cook without mess. Anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, it's a bit weird cooking in the market. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
The tasty new series of Oliver's Twist. 7 o'clock tonight on 10.
Life's complicated enough, so when you find a shortcut, take the easy option. Just like these new Glad Zip slide bags, the best invention since the zip. The unique zip slide means they're easier to open and close, and you can be sure they are sealed. Easier to open and close straight from the freezer, and easier for nimble and not so nimble fingers. Now everyone could use a little extra zip in their life, couldn't they? It's a wrap.
Whichever way you look at it, you won't find a more attractive home for the price than the Milano from the West Australian Housing Centre. For just $89.90, you get a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, complete with a block-paved driveway, quality floor coverings, stylish verticals, self-therm roof insulation, and solar hot water, all for just $183 per week. And we can even help arrange finance. That's a great deal from any angle. So call the West Australian Housing Centre now on 9214 1111.
To bring you the very best tasting pasta, our man from Latina searched the finest restaurants for what we like to call inspiration. A little overzealous, perhaps. But taste our new capelletti pasta with chicken, semi-dried tomato, and Italian herb, and you'll agree the effort was worth it. The new Latina Capelletti collection, inspired by the finest restaurants.
There you go, sir. Here's your denture repair.
Emergency denture repairs will improve your aging smile.
I'm having such a great time, Samantha.
Who's Samantha?
Got leftovers? Try Gladware reusable containers. You can stuff them, store them, freeze them, nuke them, and wash them. They're the containers you'll love to use, but can afford to lose. So no matter what you want to store, one thing's for sure. The reasons to use Gladware just keep stacking up.
No, I'm sorry. No.
No. Can't help you. Oh, wait a minute. No.
All you need is for someone to give you a fair go. Go home. Call 9214 1166 and together we'll go build you a home.
Alright, this should be about ready actually. Just have a look there, because you can see it's bubbling a little bit too much. I just turned it up, I have to be honest. Yeah, that's good. But you can see what I mean about the sauce forming around it. Now we'll just take those chicken breasts out. Now, just out of interest, this is a fresh plate. Be a little careful because of cross-contamination. You do not mix up cooked and raw chicken. So certainly don't use the same plate that you had the raw chicken on. And we'll also pull that thyme out. We'll just put that to the side for the second. While we finish the sauce, I will also pull the the orange rind out at the same time. Let's just check this. Could do with some salt. Just stay there, Harry, because what I'm now going to do is just turn that off and add some of this mayonnaise. Now, when you add the mayonnaise, don't just throw the whole lot in, because you certainly don't want it to curdle, and you don't need the whole lot, that's the other thing. It just gives it a little bit of a creaminess, but also just gives it some body. We will add a little bit more. You certainly don't use all the mayonnaise, keep that in mind. You can use it for your toast the next morning. Now, why did I say that? I don't eat mayonnaise on the toast. I meant your sandwich the next day, I didn't mean the toast. Alright, that's looking great. We'll now just grab one of these chicken breasts without all the extras, put it on the plate. Generous amount of the sauce over the top. You can put it underneath if you like the sauce, but I actually quite like the idea because it's got such wonderful flavours. I like the idea of every time I have a spoonful of the chicken I get the sauce as well. I'll just clean that up a little bit. Most of it would look better underneath, wouldn't it? It looks a bit like just a blob there. Next time, promise you, next time I do it in about 43 years' time, I will make sure I put the sauce underneath. And we'll just chop up some parsley just as a garnish. Just a small amount. Because remember, I was going to put the parsley into the mayonnaise and change my mind. Well, I also then forgot to put it in the sauce, so I'm going to put it on the top. So just a generous amount of that over the top. Once again, I'll just clean up because I've dropped everything everywhere again. Now, my friends, good flavours in this. The thing about chicken, I often find that those chicken breast fillets, which, you know, are maybe not the most flavoursome birds in the world, they need something with a bit of guts to it. Well, this kind of sauce has got lots of guts, lots of veggies, lots of good things, but it's got some real flavours to it. And as I said before, it is a garlicky dish. So if you don't like garlic, maybe this is not for you. But if you like garlic, kids, you won't get anything better than this.
Sunday is the day to see 8 of the biggest personalities yet sing for their lives. Who's got what it takes? Will Anthony please his toughest critic?
Dad, just please say you're proud.
The Idol episodes you can't miss, Sunday and Monday.
Each fresh western potato got more goodnesses in him than in the same amount of rice or pasta. So if you're wanting a big daily dose of cinemative or kniz, then this is a beautiful health pill for you.
Walking is a simple way to help keep in shape. And a special K pedometer is a simple way to help you count every step you take, even when you're just popping out to the shops. See specially marked packs for details.
The answer to all your window furnishing needs is Classic Cedar. For sliding doors, choose Classic Cedar's sliding shutters or sliding Cedar Venetians. For easy cleaning solutions, enjoy removable Venetian slats and unique collapsible configurations. Enjoy affordable quality without compromise during the Classic Cedar Venetians and Plantation shutters up to 40% sale. Remember, we'll match any competitor's genuine quote.
The Doorbuster Door Sale is on this weekend at Doors Plus for 4 days only. All stock reduced by up to 50%. You will save on bifolds, entry doors, interior doors, 10-light joinery doors, and locks, knobs and knockers. Plus we can fit, stain and deliver. Save up to 50% this weekend only at the Doors Plus 4-day Doorbuster Sale. Ends Monday. For a free measure and quote and huge savings, visit a Doors Plus showroom today. Doors Plus, no fuss.
Medicine-strength Dencocrub anti-inflammatory gel is now available in supermarkets for soothing relief from inflammation and muscular aches and pains.
There you go, sir. Here's your denture repair.
Emergency denture repairs will improve your aging smile.
Walking is a simple way to help keep in shape. And a special pedometer is a simple way to help you count every step you take, even when you're just popping out to the shops. See specially marked packs for details.
I saw this recipe in, one of those little books, there's a whole series of them and I've forgotten their names, but they're published by Murdoch Books, and I think this was called Small Food or something like that, but I've forgotten. I should have remembered. Anyway, it sounded terrific. So we're going to have a shot at it, aren't we? And it's a meatball type of thing with noodles and with Asian flavours, and so it sounds like my style of food. First, six of those smallish ones, and to that I then add 2 cloves of garlic, decent sized cloves. Also some grated ginger. I just thought this sounded really interesting with the noodles through the pork. So I thought, we must have a shot. We'll just use half of that because I'm going to put some in the sauce as well, so we'll come back to that. Then I've got about 300 to 350 grams of pork mince, and I asked them to mince that really quite fine for me. And I've got 250 grams of noodles. Now these are just these thin Hokkien, and I've drained them. Well, I'm telling fibs, I'm getting all mixed up here. I have soaked them in some boiling water for about a minute or two, and then I've drained them really well. Now, if they're not really dry, pat them onto paper towels, please. But these will be fine. And I'm not going to put all of these in. I reckon this is too many. And as you can see, I'm just cutting them up a bit. Let's not get too excited about all little pieces, but I don't want the whole thing to be huge strands of noodles. And I better just have a look at the quantity, kids, because I'm just thinking I might make a bit of a mistake. Let's have a look, see how many's in this packet. Where do we say? 450 gram? Yeah, no, 250 is right. I've actually put about 200 in because I think, really, I think I'm getting a bit excited there with the amount. Now, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And 1 tablespoon of Asian fish sauce. And also, we will just throw in some fresh lime juice, about the juice of 1 to 1.5 limes. I want about 1.5 tablespoons. I normally work on the basis of a nice juicy lime. Half is really about enough for 1 tablespoon, but it has to be nice and juicy. And that is... But I do think it'll take the whole 2 limes, to be honest, just looking at that. So we'll squeeze those 2 limes and we'll throw those in as well. Or we'll throw the juice in as well, I should say. Just looking at this, I reckon some lime rind would be lovely in it too. So before you juice them, a little bit of the rind of lime, that'd be terrific. The rind of lime. Interesting. And some coriander. About the equivalent, I would say, of about 3 tablespoons of chopped coriander. Make sure you wash it well because it's very gritty, it's growing in sand, and there is nothing worse than having really gritty herbs. It's like lettuce. You know, if you go to a restaurant and they haven't washed the lettuce properly, there's nothing worse than getting some grit in your salad, is there? It sort of really puts you off the whole dish. And it'll be the same with this. So we then just throw all that into the bowl, and then we'll mix it up and see how we're going. So I'll just grab a wooden spoon, because we have to mix this in really well. Now I'm not worried if those noodles get mushed up a bit, that's fine. Because there's plenty of them that will still be in the piece. And that's looking good. Right, just before we fry that, I will make the sauce for it, and the reason being is that when you fry them, you then want to serve them pretty near straight away, don't you? And we'll just grab a bowl, and I will grab a measuring cup here. I knew I had one here somewhere. Half a cup of soy. Third of a cup of sweet chili sauce, just this one with the speckles, you know, the one you find it everywhere. I think they sell it in hairdressers these days, it's so freely available. Just in case you didn't know, that was a bit of a joke, kids. Not a very funny one, but it was a bit of a joke. And some mirin, which is Japanese rice wine, a couple of teaspoons of that. And then some grated ginger. I'll actually throw this into the bowl, and we'll grate the ginger on top of that. And then we'll just mix that up and have a bit of a taste to make sure we're fine. You could add a little bit of oyster sauce if you wanted to, but I think we've got the sweetness here, you know, through that chili sauce. I don't think we need any more. It's great. See, it's still got the tartness of the soy. It's very nice. I like that. Good. So far, so good. Now, let's start thinking about these balls. Now you're going to have noodles around them, that's all right, don't worry about that, don't get all funny, and just about that size, like a big walnut. And then we'll just put them into this peanut oil, which is pretty hot.
Everyone knows there's all this goodness in every fresh Western potato. But did you realise there's around 80% of all the vitamin C you need every day in every medium-sized Western potato, but none in pastoral rice. None.
Celebrate a great tradition with the Miniature Teapot Collection. Every fortnight, collect a perfect miniature teapot made of delicate porcelain. With the Miniature Teapot Collection, find out more about the intriguing world of fine china in a beautifully illustrated magazine. Create an amazing display of exquisite miniature teapots. Part 1 with classic Victorian design, on sale now only $7.95, usual price $15.95.
Whichever way you look at it, you won't find a more attractive home for the price than the Milano from the West Australian Housing Centre. For just $89.90, you get a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, complete with a block-paved driveway, quality floor coverings, stylish verticals, self-therm roof insulation, and solar hot water, all for just $183 per week. And we can even help arrange finance. That's a great deal from any angle. So call the West Australian Housing Centre now on 9214 1111.
When you're looking for a biscuit and not anyone will do,
you'll find the finest biscuit inside a box that's blue.
Emporio! Emporio!
If you're going to have a biscuit, have an Arnott's Emporio.
Toast, toast, no
The Doorbuster door sale is on this weekend at Doors Plus for 4 days only. All stock reduced by up to 50%. You will save on bifolds, entry doors, interior doors, 10-light joinery doors, and locks, knobs and knockers. Plus we can fit, stain and deliver. Save up to 50% this weekend only at the Doors Plus 4-day Doorbuster sale. Ends Monday. For a free measure and quote and huge savings, visit a Doors Plus showroom today.
Doors Plus, no fuss.
When it comes to fresh milk, Browns has really earned its stripes. Our lineup now includes a calcium-rich low-fat milk and a new-look, better-tasting skim milk in 1 and 2 litres. Browns, WA's dairy since 1886.
We're here to see how committed StateWest Credit Society staff are to their customers.
Here, what's this on? We're going to the pub.
Oh, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here's my spout.
Now, that is absolute commitment to customers.
Medicine-strength Dencocrub anti-inflammatory gel is now available in supermarkets for soothing relief from inflammation and muscular aches and pains.
See, the noodles will come out of the edges of it and they'll be nice and crunchy and they'll be a bit of fun. Sort of look like a savoury hedgehog. You know, the little desserts called hedgehogs? Well, the little sweets called hedgehogs. Let's just throw that one in. And let's have a look and see how we're going. I caught that, did you notice? See, isn't that a bit of fun? Look at that. Keep them a little separate, but you know, they are a bit delicate, so don't start stirring the blessed things around. But they look good, don't they? See, what's happening now is the temperature's dropping because I've put quite a few in, so they will take a little bit longer to cook. That's all right, we can wait. All right, just while I'm cooking the next batch, let's just serve some of these. Because we're only talking about one portion here, aren't we? Some of the sauce in the centre. And then just around the sides we will put our noodle balls, or whatever you want to call them. I'm not quite sure what to call these. I know I'm going to enjoy them because they look like great fun. I've said that before, haven't I? And maybe a little bit of spring onion on the top, which is traditional, isn't it? Asian dish, you have to have a little bit of spring onion sliced to go on the top of it. All right, just sprinkle it like we always do with a bit of Asian food. Even some in the sauce would be nice. All right, there we have it. Quite a fascinating little number, isn't it? I'm not going to say it's fun again, but it is. And you know the thing about it is, I reckon they're going to taste absolutely fabulous, and that sauce is actually really, really very nice for any dipping sauce, for spring rolls, dim sums, anything you like. That sauce works well. But simple to make, they will be real tasty, which is always what we like. If you'd like any recipes from today's show, call us on 1902 211 963. And don't forget to check out this week's fresh food specials in the Bilo catalogue, or visit the Bilo website on www.bilo.com.au. Right, it is time to go. It always happens, doesn't it? One time of the day, it's time to go. Now's the time. I'm out of here. Bye.
Hungry for the latest in world entertainment news? One show has you covered. If it's in movies, fashion or tunes, it's In Entertainment, 6 o'clock Sunday on 10. Coming up next, Totally Wild.
This program's brought to you by Western Potatoes' amazing vitamin C pill. Ta-da!
And Glad oven bags. You can always count on Glad.
This is a 10 News Update.
In 10 News, Pauline Hanson under 24-hour watch in a Brisbane prison. An elderly woman attacked in her Perth Hills home. New Zealand rocked by an earthquake, felt as far away as Sydney. And snow falls on the Stirling Ranges.
The Princess Margaret Hospital for Children Foundation is seeking your help to support the children of Western Australia. Donations and inquiries can be made to PMH Foundation on 9489 1100.
Boost for WA football. The Premier denied.
First breaking...
Another sensational day. A Perth community wins a David and Goliath battle. But first, a round of applause.